Hey everyone, today we are talking about money mindset. What is money mindset, why it matters for your career, and ideally how to set up and start cultivating an abundant, sustainable money mindset that sets you up for long-term career success. Hi, my name is Caroline from Caroline Adams Coaching, where we help you create a career and life you love. I consider myself as much a money mindset coach as I am a career coach, because aside from the obvious implications of your money mindset dictating your earnings trajectory over the course of your career and those clearly financial pieces, your money mindset is also your lens. It is your worldview, and whether you're coming at all of your career choices through this lens of abundance and possibility and opportunity and self-confidence versus the lens of scarcity and lack and not enoughness. So let's start with some general definitions, because I don't think we talk about this enough. What is mindset? So mindset is the set of beliefs that you believe to be true about the world. And what is so interesting about mindset is that even though you might view these beliefs to be objectively true, they're often just one perspective of many. And so let's illustrate. So let's say there's a glass of water on the table and there's an objective, measurable amount of liquid in that glass. And person A comes and says, "Oh my gosh, Caroline, thank you so much for this half full glass of beautiful, delicious water. I can't wait to drink it. Thank you." Versus person B that comes in, sees the same glass with the same amount of liquid and says, "Oh my gosh, this is half empty. How dare you? There's barely anything in this."
How dare you, Caroline? How dare you?
And so the parallel here is, as we're walking through our careers and lives, there are going to be real objective barriers, real questions to be answered, real problems to be solved. That's going to happen. Those are real. And what matters more is, what is the story that we are going to tell ourselves about these barriers, right? Are we going to tell ourselves a story? Is our mindset such that this barrier is going to be insurmountable and we're going to stop ourselves before we even start? Or are we going to approach this barrier with excitement and curiosity and fun, right? This is why mindset matters. So what is money mindset? Same thing, but it's your collective set of beliefs around money, often ingrained from a very early age from our parents and then kind of reinforced and built upon throughout our lives. And so to illustrate money mindset, let's take a common example of negotiation. So let's say you've just been offered a job and you're super excited to take this opportunity and they've made you a financial offer. And so person A comes to this and says, "Oh my gosh, super excited about this job. It's been kind of a long process to get here. Ugh, don't want to delay the process further by kind of, engaging in a lengthy back and forth. I don't want them to think I'm greedy or ask for too much. I don't want them to kind of think I'm going to be difficult to deal with once I get the job. Hope they don't rescind the offer." And so hopefully you can hear just the amount of attention this person is giving to what the other person is going to think. A lot of judgment words in there. They're going to think I'm greedy. They're going to think I'm difficult to work with. Loss aversion of there's a chance that they're actually going to rescind this offer. And so in that scenario, obviously this person at best is going to make a lowball offer, and at worst, and probably more likely, is going to not make any offer at all. Versus person B, who swoops in, "Oh my goodness, so excited about this opportunity, so excited that they want me, and now that I know that they want me, what should I ask for? Like, what's an amount that is 25% more than the number I'm actually comfortable asking for, right? How can I play full out in actually making this work for me? What's the amount that is going to make me feel good on day 365 as I am feeling on day one?" This amount is probably the amount that they'd offer the average person. I know I'm above average, so what's the amount I want to ask for that's commensurate with someone at the 80th percentile? Because I know I'm going to come in and crush this, right? Can you hear the difference between how these people come to the same exact circumstances? And hopefully you can also extrapolate, this is their worldview. So once they're actually in the role, hopefully you can start to see how they are going to operate so much differently even once they're on the job. This is the importance of money mindset. I cheated a little bit in there because I gave an example that was based on purely a financial example. So let's talk about why money mindset is even important beyond just pure money decisions. And so I want to talk about two different archetypes. So I have a money mindset course. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's amazing. It'll change your life if you allow it to. But I talk about 4 money archetypes in there, and I want to just briefly touch on 2 of those archetypes today. So one of those very common patterns or archetypes that I see coming into coaching is what I call grinding energy. And this is often the idea that people that have this energy come into coaching with the belief that a career change is going to be hard work, right? And often it kind of takes the flavor of, I've worked so hard to get to this point, right? I'm earning pretty good money. I really like the people I'm working with. There's a bunch of things that are working well here. And even though I want these other things, to pivot at this point is going to be even more hard work. And so often there's kind of a baked in assumption that hard work is what got them to this place. And then so to upgrade, that's another beautiful money mindset. In order to upgrade and kind of go where they want to go next in their career, it's going to be even more hard work. It's going to be even harder to get there. And you can hear all the ways, right? This kind of shows up and, provides us real barriers to what they feel is possible and doable. So I really invite you to, as I'm going through these examples, kind of see how these resonate and also maybe even identify where this hard work mentality, this grinding mentality is showing up for you. Another really common energetic pattern I see is what I call trade-off energy. And I also kind of call this black and white thinking or either or thinking. And so what happens here is we get into these false dichotomies and these just really impossible choices that we feel like we need to make that we don't need to make, that no one would make. So things like I can be fulfilled in my career or I can make money. I can be creative or I can make money. I can have a personal life or I can have a career. Right. And so it just pits these things against each other. And I'm giving these, examples of 2s, but oftentimes let's expand it. Let's say you want 31 things in your career, right? Like if I really forced you and I were a mean coach and asked you to tell me all the things, let's say we come up with 31 things. And it's this very common natural instinct to say, well, I can't possibly have all of those things, right? And so I'm going to have to give some of those things up. And when we approach our career decisions with that mentality, again, at best, we're kind of starting out with a watered down vision of what we actually want. And it's just really creating these false choices that we don't need to make. So how do we move through this? I want to give you some glimmers of hope. Obviously, I go through all the 4 archetypes in much more depth and a lot more as to how we can shift this. But in the interest of time, let me just give you some nuggets. So let's take this trade-off energy and how can we start shifting it so that we can start to expand our lens, see more than what we currently see, and step into more possibilities than we're initially seeing. So one way to do it is to start yes-anding, right? And to start saying, okay, how could I get all of those 31 things? Like what would need to happen for me to have all those things? Who are the people that already have them, right? Who can I talk to that might already be doing it in the way that I want to do it? Where can I gather some examples and proof that this sort of thing exists, that I don't have to give up these things? Where are people being creative and making money, right? And so hopefully here in that construction, when we yes and it, the baseline we start from is not from we can't have all of these things and we have to give up even, a bunch of things that we really want. We're starting from the possibility of, all right, I'm gonna start from everything I want, and where do I go from here? And hopefully, like even you see with my body language, right? It's forwarding, right? We're starting to move forward once we can kind of start from that baseline. And the second thing related that I invite you to do is bring yourself back into it, right? Because what this trade-off energy does is it really takes us out of the driver's seat. So one of the ways I kind of talk myself up when I notice myself giving myself that false choice is I'll be like, hang on, like no one's going to make me take this option, right? I'm in the driver's seat here, right? I get to decide what I accept or don't accept. No one is going to accept something that is a trade-off but me. So I invite you to start, like, what commitments can you make to yourself? I'm not going to look at any offers that earn less than this amount, right? Or I'm only going to look at offers that earn this amount, right? I'm going to commit to myself that I'm only going to look for jobs that give me these 31 things. And I'm just not even going to waste my time with anything. It's so common. People will come to me and they'll tell me about pursuing opportunities. And even as they're pursuing, there's a part of them that is like, I hope they actually don't offer this to me because this is not actually what I want. And back to the hard work pattern now, you can kind of see how these patterns play off one another. How much hard work is that to like pursue something that even at the outset we don't actually want? And so how can I actually make this easier by saying, okay, I'm only going to look at the things that at their baseline meet all my criteria. It's like starting to get into some beautiful ease there. As another example, I have a current client right now that she'll say in her session prep before each coaching session, she'll say, still want to believe, still not sure I'm 100% believing, but I know I don't want to settle. I know that I embarked on this to make a real change, and that is not something I'm going to give up. I'm going to commit to making this a real change. And so that's what I commit to. So what are the commitments you can kind of make to yourself to put yourself in the driver's seat, to put those stakes in the ground and to start yes-anding it? So starting to lose my voice. So much more I could say on this, but I want to hear from you now. I want to hear what really resonated, what questions you still have. Feel free if you didn't hear your own challenges in those archetypes. I'm curious what your patterns are that you're recognizing that you think are keeping you back from making the career choices you want to make. Share those, and I'm curious if they line up with the other two archetypes that I haven't yet shared. Maybe I will share those. So share those in the comments below. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you got some food for thought and some ways to start moving forward and expanding your lens. Thank you for spending time with me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.